Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the First Lady of Kentucky sets out to help kids affected by the tornadoes in western Kentucky, and Kentucky State Police troopers bring some smiles to the faces of children in our region.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Well, good morning to you. It's 6:31 on this Thursday morning, and the weekend is so close. I mean, I'm just prepared for it. I'm taking a half day today, so we're jazzed about that. Let's head over to Brandon for a look at that forecast. And Brandon, I'm just going to spill my whole life. I'm taking a half day.
Anything else you'd like to tell us while you got the floor here?
No. No, maybe. You never know. Honestly, you never know. I mean, I'll think of something. So.
There you go. There you go. The story of Dakota's life.
Well, I'm going to write a book.
There you go.
There we go. I should.
All right. Let's talk about what's been going on the last 24 hours across the country. First, that cold front working its way toward us. Damage reports coming in from parts of several states out in the plains and upper Midwest. So again, our thoughts and prayers go out to those folks who had some tornadoes in Iowa and into Nebraska. First ever in December reported out there. Back here at home, just a few clouds rolling through this morning. Some spots on the clear side, like Jonesville at 30, but Irvin is at 60 this morning. That's our range out the door this morning. A lot of folks in the 40s and 50s, and then close to 60 in several locations. Forecast today, 69, breezy. We're going to get above 70, especially if we get those southwest winds like we have been. I do think the winds will continue to crank for a little while this afternoon and then start to die off tonight, but our rain chances actually go up. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. Well, no charges will be filed in connection to the death of a UK student found unresponsive on campus. The Fayette County Coroner's Office released the toxicology report for Thomas Lofton Hazelwood. The 18-year-old died in October. He was found unresponsive in the farmhouse fraternity. He died at the hospital. At the time, the coroner said it appeared Hazelwood died from drinking too much alcohol. The toxicology report confirmed he died of alcohol toxicity. The university says their two investigations are still underway and will be completed soon. A second arrest has been made in Elliott County concerning a cold case from 2015. Detectives arrested 63-year-old Randall Nichols in connection to an ambush-style murder of Kelly Glover. Glover was shot in the head and found lying near his gravel truck on a back road in rural Elliott County. In October, police arrested 57-year-old Brian Flannery. Troopers say more arrests are expected to follow. Christmas time is here, and a traditional Christmas dinner with family is what many look forward to. The Pikeville Fire Department has been warning the public of the dangers of holiday fires with decorations and heating your home. More tips include staying vigilant while preparing the Christmas dinner. And officials say it only takes a simple mistake and less than a second for a fire to potentially get out of control.
A lot of things that will help is just having someone to keep an eye on the food at all times, so you can take turns with that. Also, setting timers helps. That way you don't get sidetracked and forget about the food and maybe cause a fire that way. Always set a timer. Try to keep children away from the cooking space and cooking area, as well as pets, because that can cause spills and burns and injuries that way.
Well, Fleming says you can find more tips on the National Fire Protection Association's website. You can find that link over on our website. Kentucky's First Lady is helping kids impacted by tornadoes in western Kentucky. I sat down with her to discuss how she is helping and her reaction to the destruction left behind. Speechless. That is how Kentucky First Lady Brittany Bashir describes what she saw during last week's storms in western Kentucky.
When the phone rang around 11:45 Friday night to let Andy know that the first reports of damage and tornadoes had come in, we turned on the TV like anyone else who had gotten those alerts.
But says neighbors were helping neighbors as the storms blew through.
In this horrible tragedy, this overwhelming sense of compassion and love was very overwhelming.
She wanted to help Kentucky kids, especially as so many kids lost everything right before Christmas. So she came up with the Western Kentucky Toy Drive.
I decided that I was going to help Santa bring Christmas to every child in Western Kentucky.
With more than 20,000 donations so far.
If you think about the number of children who live in Western Kentucky, it's overwhelming. And we've had major toy companies offer to donate.
accepting donations at multiple locations and KSP posts across the Commonwealth.
We're asking for toys from birth to 18 years of age to be unwrapped and new for sanitary purposes.
They are asking for $25 MasterCard and Visa gift cards.
We also are hoping that those gift cards can be used in local stores that are able to be open right now in Western Kentucky.
Bringing Santa's workshop to our neighbors. Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News. Yesterday, Bashir said 20,000 gifts have already been donated. They will be accepting donations through Saturday, December 18th. For the last several years, primary care employees have given a Christmas to students in Perry County schools. Throughout each year, they do fundraisers to come up with the money to purchase gifts at the end of the year to give students for Christmas. Some employees gave money to buy gifts and others went shopping for the gifts themselves. They had a crew of people wrapping and loading gifts up, and the Resource Center directors delivered them to the schools yesterday.
You have some kids that this may be the only gifts that they get. You know, we live in a very blessed community that, yes, we may, you know, struggle and have hardships, but you have a lot of people in this community that have such big hearts.
281 students received a Christmas gift from primary care centers this year. Kentucky State Police troopers filled up sections of the Pikeville Walmart yesterday, not shopping for last-minute gifts, just hoping to bring some smiles to children's faces. Post 9 hosted its annual Shop with the Trooper event yesterday, serving around 60 kids with a larger than usual turnout. Troopers to shop by their sides. Public Affairs Officer Trooper Michael Coleman says the community sponsors and fundraisers through the year make it possible, but the kids make it worthwhile.
Families in our region do struggle, so we just want to try to do our part to help as many kids as we can this Christmas. So programs like this and along with our toy drive are just our ways of trying to give back every year.
Well, troopers say it was nice to have the kids by their sides this year, making it a much more exciting experience than last year when they shopped alone during the height of the pandemic. Archer Park is the go-to destination in Prestonsburg for lights and sounds of the season, but the park toned things down a bit Tuesday night without toning down the fun. The park hosted Sensory Family Night, creating a less chaotic experience for families who have loved ones with autism or sensory processing diagnosis, turning down the music and altering the usual fast-paced lights to be a more calming, safe space for everyone. With special sensory displays and a Sensory Santa on deck, families were able to have a fun festive night, something some of them have never experienced.
We have lived in Prestonsburg area for a really long time, and we have never brought our kids to the carnival because generally it overstimulates them, and we realized that probably everybody else felt that way too.
Well, this is one of the several events hosted in Prestonsburg lately to promote inclusion and awareness for those who are differently abled, something families say they are proud to be a part of. A yearly tradition to honor our veterans is happening this weekend. Wreaths Across America is going to be laying wreaths Saturday morning at Camp Nelson over in Jessamine County. The wreaths were delivered yesterday. Wreaths Across America Camp Nelson co-coordinator Randy Shelley says that year volunteers will be placing wreaths on every tombstone in the cemetery, more than 16,000 graves, all thanks to volunteers.
It kind of pulls on the heartstrings, but there's a lot of veterans here that have donated their time. There's a lot of businesses in Jessamine County and Lexington and other places that have donated money and their time. It's all built on donations, and it's for the respect and honor of our lost veterans.
A wreath laying ceremony will be held this Saturday around noon. After a successful fall season, tourism continues to rebound in Corbin on the heels of the historically bad year driven by the pandemic. Revenue is up significantly, allowing the hard-hit industry to get back into investing in restaurants, hotels, and attractions that bring people to the area. The restaurant industry in particular is up 10% from the last holiday season, offering owners and employees hope that the worst is behind them. The good news comes as a bit of a surprise for tourism officials who had a less optimistic outlook at the start of 2021.
I think that's astounding considering that the U.S. Travel Organization had predicted that we would not see a rebound until 2024.
Now, despite the gains in some areas, hotels still see fewer bookings than during pre-pandemic holiday seasons.
6:41 here on this Thursday morning, and temperatures are all over the place, but most areas are pretty warm this morning, close to 60 in Moorhead, down towards Somerset and Monticello, 60 exactly there in Irvine this morning, 57 Hazard, 54 Pikeville, but some cooler air down near the Kentucky, Virginia, Tennessee borders there, 49 Harlan, 30 Jonesville, 43 in Wise. Your out the door forecast today is going to feature much warmer air in general as temperatures approach the 70-degree mark a little bit later on today. If we get there, we'll tie a record. If we get past 70, we'll break a record. Dakota?
All right, B-Rob, thank you so much. The time is 6:41. Still to come here on Mountain News this morning. A music festival stage begins to come down more than a month after a tragic event there turned deadly.